Today's show is sponsored by Profit Accumulator, the UK's #1 match betting service. So what is match betting? It's a method that's used by individuals to profit from free bets and incentives offered by bookmakers. And when you sign up to Profit Accumulator, they will walk you through how to do match betting with their easy to follow video guide. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and you can start your Profit Accumulator journey today.
How's it going, people? Welcome back to AFTV. It's the full-time show. Arsenal 4, Slavia Prague 0. Arsenal fans, we can breathe. Cecil, you can breathe. Robbie's giving you another chance. James hasn't killed you. You know, all the rumours are laid to rest.
Haven't been sacked, yeah?
All murdered, apparently.
All murdered,
God knows what people were thinking.
I'm fine. The only thing that's been gone, obviously, is my first year, but that's it. I'm here. Yeah.
Why didn't I notice that? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm back, guys. I haven't been sacked. So thank you, though, for your concern. Some of you probably weren't, but...
You're back. Arsenal for a night comeback. You know, 4-0. It's the performance we wanted to see in the first leg.
Yeah.
We managed to pull it out in the second one. We got the job done. You know, happy days for one night.
Yeah, and credit to you and Lee and all the people who said, look, I don't care what happened in the last leg. I don't care where we are this season. We should be slapping them up, and I expect us to.
Yeah,
and I like that because, you know, it's very hard to take the emotion out of it. But when you do, what we saw tonight was absolutely what should have happened. And it's what Leicester should have done to them as well, by the way.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we, finally stepped up and did it.
Yeah, it gets tough, especially when you hear other fans as well speak about we've got so many injuries. Tierney's out, Aubameyang's out, Odegaard's out. All these, there's more. David Luiz. How are we going to get this win? But sometimes just like you guys had the belief, just say it should be a routine win.
And listen, Emile Smith-Rowe and Saka, they were very integral this week coming back into the fray, and at least having 2 of those 4 names back, it meant an awful lot. There was big parts of that first 10, 20 minutes where we pretty much dominated, attacking football, pressure. Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe had a goal disallowed, starting lineups up here. Where do we start?
Well, the big one, I'm going to come out with it immediately. Pepe moves to the left for Martinelli. Not going to do the old "I told you so,"
but I told you so.
But I am. No, there was one thing I was really I love Martinelli, and I said in the preview, in the warm up, if he plays, I'm not going to be disappointed. But when you're going to have a jacker at left back who comes in field, you need some sort of left-footed outlet for balance, because a lot of what we've done well this season has been exploiting the wings and the cutback that we always talk about. So when I saw Pepe in the 11, and then I see him start on the left, I was really happy because that's what I wanted to see. Yeah. And it really worked for us. And then Smith-Rowe comes in and he was unbelievable, and you were really calling for him in that 10 role. Yeah,
the energy was needed, especially when Lacazette plays. I think he plays better with an Emile Smith-Rowe. I'd say Odegaard suits an Aubameyang up top a bit more. I think Smith-Rowe's energy running in behind Lacazette tends to drop, especially under Arteta's philosophy. He drops a lot more than he used to.
Yeah. Let's highlight some numbers there as well for Smith-Rowe. His 17th assist this season, and he's on par in all competitions, on par for the 2021 season, on par with Willian as well. So. Listen, you got to give it to him.
This is a kid who came in on the 26th of December, and let's face it, he barely featured. A couple minutes in the Europa League here and there, but the difference he's made to this Arsenal team, the maturity he plays with, and it's that word maturity. I know you say it a lot with these academy players. I've seen academy players come through that are exciting, but this is different. It's different because they play like they're 26. In their prime, making the right decisions every time. There's so few occasions where I look at Martinelli, Smith-Rowe, Saka, even though Odegaard's still very young, Tierney's only 23, and I'm tearing my hair out thinking, why did you do that? That's not the right move. Or I'm going, unlucky, good idea. I'm just 99% of the time they're making the right decision, and it's so impressive.
Do you know what I want to quickly touch on as well, for the youngsters as well? What I really liked from Smith-Rowe and Saka is that what a lot of young players get caught up in, was definitely one of them, is that you look at the competition within the club and you get caught up in, I need to be better than that player, I need to offer more than that player. But no, Smith-Rowe and Saka, they looked at what they're weak at and they've been better in that week in, week out. So when Odegaard came in, Smith-Rowe didn't think, I need to be more like that, or I need to outplay him. He was like, no, I need to work on. In my opinion, it was his match fitness, and what I saw last night was incredible. He was playing at 100% all the way through the game from every minute he played on the pitch yesterday. And Saka, his finishing, he's been criticised for not being clinical. I mean, yesterday he proved like, yeah, I can do that as well. And they're just working on bettering themselves and not about all the palaver that's around other players trying to take their spot. So
they've got the right attitude.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's something I was worried about because, listen, Arsenal have been, definitely inconsistent to say the least over the last few years, and young players coming into an inconsistent side, it's normally not the best atmosphere for them to thrive. But you said that they worked on their weaknesses, or they worked on maybe what the club was lacking, and part of that is their mentality. It's not only their quality, I think their mentality, because 22nd of December, you said Saka obviously was introduced by Emery, same with Emile Smith-Rowe, but the character they have to carry the responsibility they have at the moment. Because as much as, they're young players and we understand that they're going to have ups and downs, they're going to, take time to develop, we have to be patient. We also lay a lot of our hopes and dreams in this competition this season on players like Emile Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka. So
completely agree.
I have to give them credit for that. Mentality and character. And we go over to the other side, and Pepe, who we haven't talked about much.
Yeah, gets the first goal.
He's showing his mentality and character, not only in recent weeks now, I think we can safely say recent months now,
Yeah. I'm swaying.
Cecil's still got the handbrake on. I'm with you. I think the last performance I remember being really critical of him in was the Southampton FA Cup game. And I remember defending a bit, going, well, El Neni had been brought in, Willian and Nketiah, all the players around him, Bella, and they're in bad form. I thought he's literally surrounded by kind of the most out of form players in the team. But I remember looking at his numbers that day, and he'd won the most fouls, he'd been involved in the most duels, and I was thinking, do you know what, maybe I'm being harsh on him, like he's trying to do things. And stats don't tell you everything, it's always the eye test first. But since then, I think, I don't know if he's had a bad game for us. I think you could say Liverpool, but then the whole team was bad. So what I'm talking about is games where Arsenal have been all right and you just need that star quality, and Pepe's not delivered. I don't think he's had that for a while. I've been really impressed with him, and he gets the first goal.
Yeah, I'm swaying. I'm gonna put my hands up. Look at you lot. I know. I've been critical. It's the consistency for me. But of recent, he's been consistent. I think if he continues to play, then we can see more of this Pepe. Like in that yesterday night's game, he was doing flicks in one touch around the corners, which I know he's capable of. He's got the talent, but for me, I always say it's consistency. Players, especially at Arsenal Football Club, should be judged on that. This is the top. Like that's how it is. But yeah, he's hit a run of form, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the team. I don't want people to think that I'm wanting to see him fail. That's never going to be me. Never. I'm not that guy. But
listen, there's been a lot of people that have been sceptical about him. And rightly so.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely rightly so.
He came with a price tag. We all understand that. I think we just got to put that aside.
Yeah, I don't look. Yeah, I
that was a
never
mistake,
look at price tags.
But he still can be worth something to us. And today, last night showed us that. And his goal it was so well taken. I just talked about the mentality and character of Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe. Pepe in a different way has had to deal with a battle as well at the club, and not only getting back in the side and being consistent, but being in that position to take that extra touch to finish it the way he did. It was a bit of class from him. The bit of class we expect to see a bit more often from him as a star signing. But it's a bit of class that's got us into a European semi-final and 2-3 wins away from Champions League money, football, however you want to see it.
It's starting to get exciting, isn't it? Let's look at that first goal. I chose to analyse this one, not only because it gave us the lead. By the way, we had a goal disallowed for offside. I think we forget that. Arsenal made a really quick start to this game. Actually, arguably, first 6-7 minutes, we looked a little nervous and shaky.
Agreed.
But we sort of got our foot on it and we started playing our football. What I like about this goal, I think it is the perfect example of what Arteta wanted the system to do, and that's why I'm really happy for the manager that it came off. What you're going to see here is the ball comes out because we had an attack, we lose it, they try to clear it, but we sustain the pressure. And Xhaka, who's a left back, is coming into midfield to win it and challenge it with Partey. And then what you're going to find is that the players almost break out to that front 5-6 that we talked about with Sabah's playing very advanced. everything we saw against Sheffield United that we thought might have been an experiment absolutely was. So the ball comes out and they put pressure on him, they win it back, it falls to Partey. Now at this point, Saka and Pepe have got back, and I'm just going to stop it there. Give me one sec. Go to here. If you look here, you can just see the line of players forming.
Yeah.
Where you've basically got Smith Rowe, Lacazette, Saka, Ceballos, Pepe, almost playing that, what's that, 5? Almost a front 5, trying to push up on them. And Partey's going to get the ball and roll it to Chambers, and he's got options to go out wide to Saka, but he chooses the option to go in field to Lacazette. Let me just get rid of that, go back to it. Comes wide to Chambers, who's almost come into that inverted right-back role, where Xhaka was playing as the left side. The width is provided by Saka and Pepe. He's fizzed it inside, who's knocked off to Smith Rowe. And then it's a pretty poor way of showing it, but he finds that ball into Pepe. Yeah. And that was what I was saying about having a left footer who can naturally make that run from out to in. The best I've ever seen do it is Leroy Sané at Man City. Yeah. Him and Sterling, you'd think they play the opposite wings, almost like they do more nowadays. But at the time when City was so good, they played out to in because they kept the ball they held the space really wide. Yeah. And when the run was there, they made that darting run. They were facing goal immediately. Yeah. Pepe gets it, goes around the keeper and slots it in. It's
finish.
Look, Smith Rowe has to do a lot of work there to keep the ball, roll it through the legs, pick the pass. There's a lot of work to do, but it came from the system of having almost that defensive barrier of Xhaka, Partey and Chambers in front of the two centre-backs who aren't in the shot, winning the ball, recycling possession, starting the attack, and then you've got that front line where Chambers gets to pick his pass and we exploit it. And I love it. That's exactly what the system was designed to do. And I'm so happy it came off for them.
Yeah, and credit to Arteta for that. I know it's only Sheffield United and Slavia Prague, but he's brought a system out of probably the Tierney conundrum. That's how this system's probably come about with Kieran Tierney's injury. Now, be it those two teams are a similar level to the team we have coming up this weekend as well, I'd be interested to see how this sort of system worked if we took it on against maybe one of the big 6 sides. Maybe not necessarily a Man City, but...
Do you know how I view it? I think it's one of those where if you've got the better players, it's going to work. Yeah. But the minute you've got a Liverpool or who've got Salah and Mane, they go, well, thanks for pushing up a front 6, we're going to exploit you now. Yeah. I'm not so sure.
Do you think this was in Arteta's back pocket? Do you think this is any way similar? Do you think this is what Arteta's philosophy is?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Sorry, I know I've done a lot of talking, but this is why. I remember when he first joined the club, he played Maitland-Niles as a inverted right back, and he had a front 5 of Saka, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Ozil and Pepe.
So was it the 4-3-3, but then he had one...
Yeah, it was like a 4-2-3-1.
And he lets the...
And then Xhaka went into the back 3 as always, or more sort of one of the kind of 3 along with Torreira at the time and Maitland-Niles. And then the 2 centre-backs sit, and that was Luiz and I think Chambers at the time.
Yeah, Chambers.
And then they had a front 5. And that was something they worked on. You remember going to the Emirates when they did the training sessions before, they always worked on having 2 or 3 feeders and a front 5. So I think this has always been the vision of what he wants to do going forward. He's just never believed he necessarily had the players to do it. But then you've got other conundrums like Kieran Tierney. What he does so well is get up the pitch. So do you want to take that away from him by turning into an inverted left back?
Well, then on the other hand, you ask maybe the potential right back we go in for this summer, because we will need to go in for a right back, is the inverted right back. Potentially is this because we don't want to stifle Tierney. None of us like seeing Tierney as the left-sided of the 3 when we started the season, because you stifle that attacking intent and the quality of his crosses.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I think this works only when the speed of play is top, it has to be super fast. And I think at times it's been hindered by the 2 pairing in the midfield. Sometimes Xhaka doesn't always do that killer pass to go forward quick enough. Now obviously he's in the left back position, it allows the players to move the ball quick. But like I said there, it only works with that. And I think now you've explained it, You're right. I believe Arteta, he has always had this. It's just the player quality and the speed of play hasn't been quick enough for it to be executed like it was last night. Like if you watch back the goals, every goal is like, it's urgent. It's straight away.
For a long time, he didn't have Smith Rowe and Odegaard, and now he does. We're seeing back four more consistently. He found a way to win the FA Cup. Like, he found a way. Yeah. But I think anyone knew that that's not what he's always professed to want. You know, that back three and all that. So yeah, and it worked tonight. And actually, I'm just going to bring up the average positions because I thought it was quite funny. On the right, you see our average positions. You obviously got the centre back the deepest, and you've got that what I call that shield of Chambers, Partey, and Xhaka. Obviously, Sabah's working very hard, and your main front four. What I found really fascinating about this is what on earth is that average position from Slavia Prague?
I'm looking.
It's a fascinating shape. I mean,
arrow backwards.
It's
like attack here.
My mind went somewhere else. I'm not gonna lie. It's all a bit
wild. Bending to the left.
It's all a bit.
to the left.
It's all a bit wild.
It's a bit wild. Still.
Fascinating. Can you imagine that team talk? Guys, we're playing a 4-1-1-1-1-1. Hoping to stifle them in the middle. Listen, I don't know what that was, but
that's very odd, though.
We did. Isn't that weird? What are they trying to do?
Because we scored the early goals and put them on the back foot, I think the space for them was kind of in the middle. If they could, you see that last position you showed, if they could beat that line of either Xhaka or Partey, you know, they were pretty much in space. And at times they did get free, we just managed to cope with it well enough. So I think that's potentially why they tried to overload the middle and thought we can work from there.
Well,
it still doesn't make sense.
Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. That is a shocker.
Look, it was one's even hiding behind 17 and 23.
yeah, it's not great. How do their fullbacks get so high up the pitch as well? Anyway,
what the hell?
But we go 2-0 up.
Yeah, we go 2-0 up. I think that was the Emil Smith Rowe running in behind.
Yeah,
penalty. Good,
Stonewall,
good
right?
Back in.
Yeah. Lee Judge has made a great point. He said there's no way VAR could have overturned it because Pepe got the ball and would have scored.
Yeah.
So the minute he gave the penalty, it's like he's got to give this.
That's what I thought at that moment too. I thought, can they turn it around when you've stopped the game?
Yeah.
But when you've got a Turkish ref, you know, they don't make mistakes often, Turkish man. You know?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it doesn't happen often. So yeah, Turkish ref.
Good ref today, I thought.
He's done World Cup finals, Champions League finals. He sent off Nani against Real Madrid a few years back with that flying tackle he did to the chest. Yeah,
interesting.
Solid ref.
Go on, Turkish dude. Man knows about
the Turkish ref.
I'm looking forward to the Euros. He's gonna give me this encyclopedia of Turkish football history. I'll just be there in my Italian shirt, like.
And we play each other, innit?
Yeah, we do opening. Yeah,
and I'll be there with Jamaica.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
and we play Switzerland too. So Xhaka, you know, come outside, mate. But we'll talk positively for now.
3-0. Bukayo Saka.
Yeah. Finish. Finish.
Love
Gave the keeper the eyes.
Yeah.
Near post. You know, 101 finishing. You know, and like you said, people have questioned his finishing. He had a chance in that first half last week. We must really talk about the Lacazette chance. His chance in the first half, he was 1-on-1 for, you know, a good few seconds leading up, and he still put it wide, and he made up for it today.
Yeah, I love the goal. Reminded me of Mesut Ozil against Man United at home. Walcott cuts it back. One of those where you've sent the keeper the wrong way, but to the point where they're not even diving, and they just watch it roll past, and it's so aesthetically pleasing, it's so classy, and like that goal, it was a goal that I think when it went in, that was it, game over. And it was just elation because you're not just celebrating the goal, you're celebrating the win almost with that. And he deserved it, man.
I'm getting vibes of last night. I'm getting like the emotion. Well, it was so good. It was.
There's a long way to go.
I know.
I'm with you, man.
You got to live in
just
these.
Enjoy it.
I know it's
such
a great
shit season,
isn't it?
Listen, you three are gonna have to deal with me for the next few weeks, talking about how many problems are in this club because the Premier League has nothing left in it for me. The Premier League has nothing left in it for me. So
I'm with you on that.
During this Premier League time, I'm gonna bang on about the same subject, but you know when Villarreal comes, that's when we talk football again. But until then, let's enjoy tonight.
Vibes, a little bit of vibes.
Keep it moving.
Come on.
What's this one? The fourth goal,
4-0,
yeah. To be honest with you, nice feet from Lacazette.
Lovely.
You know,
Lovely.
nice
He was
feet from
on it
Lacazette.
tonight.
Yeah, he was on fire.
He was on
Captain's performance.
Did you see, right? Oh, this one, I wish we could show the footage.
Yeah.
Did you see when, and we're going to talk about the sort of the taking the knee in a bit,
Yeah.
but did you see when the players were getting into position and it panned on some of the Arsenal players and Partey had a look in his eye? Did you see it? He was kind of shrugging his shoulders and he was looking at Slavia Prague. I was like, he fancies it today.
Yeah.
And his performance showed.
Partey or Lacazette?
No, Partey. But there was a shot. I mean, Lacazette as well.
Lacazette.
There's the pictures.
I
I was going to say,
about
we're going to.
But
He
there
glanced
was.
over Partey and then you see it.
Did you see the
Yeah,
bit where
yeah.
he looks at his bench and he looks back and I'm like, oh, Partey's up for it today. I was pumped today. I've got to be
Yeah,
honest,
I
watched
mean,
it as well.
and again, we're going to get to the photo. Lacazette stepping forward, and his head is up, direct. He's not. He's making sure he's looking at every single one of them players. That breathes confidence. That breathes. You wait. You just wait until that whistle kicks off. You gonna see what's gonna happen. He had his head up, focused, looking straight at them, and that's what you know.
want,
that's
man.
what it's
That's
about.
what we want, you know.
Yeah, Arteta actually explained. But you watched the press conference, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, and they said they spoke about it with the captains of the club. The initiative, the players wanted to do it. It was their decision, and obviously they agreed. The club agreed it, and they said, yeah, they want to take the knee instead of doing what the Slavia Prague players did, which is they took the huddle round. But they said they wanted to do it, and it was. I'm glad they did. I think it was the right decision, and yeah, it was powerful.
Some powerful messages.
It
some
really
powerful
was.
Pictures.
It really was.
I agree. The quotes are interesting. He says, the players asked me and the club. They wanted to take that initiative and they had the right reasons for it. So the club and I were very supportive. Thankfully, the referees and UEFA have been supportive as well. So I think it was a good gesture. I liked that it was premeditated. It was thought about. You know, you're doing all your prep for the game and everything else. There's so much talk. But the fact that I love, this is when I feel proud to be an Arsenal fan.
Facts.
Yeah.
That they just took the time to think about that, how they wanted to do it and executed it. Some of the pictures that came out and yeah, very powerful.
Yeah, and all the goal scorers.
The irony.
That's what we're gonna say. That's what we're gonna say. All
Absolutely.
the goal scorers. Yeah.
Man of the match.
Man of the match. I feel like, you know what, again for me, Pepe. But you know, that first goal for me was vital today. So I think whoever scored it was going to go a long way in my book to say man of the match if we built on it. Because I even said to Matty, the Slavia Prague fan, I said, I believe if we get a first goal, you'll see us get 2, 3, 4, especially if it's early. I mentioned that to him, and Pepe got it. And it was after our goal being disallowed, you know, sometimes heads can go down. He was composed, you know.
Yeah, they stepped up the gears.
And listen, Lacazette's the obvious option, and I get Lacazette too. I understand that one, but obviously the penalty, you know, Saka won it. His finish, very good finish, but the game was already dead and buried. I think a vital moment for me was either Pepe or Saka's opening, you know, 15 to 25 minutes. So it was between them, but I'd go with Pepe for the goal.
Interesting.
Can I just not controversial, but I want to get your opinions because we're missing some players that I think are unsung heroes here. Pablo Mari.
Yeah, quality.
Thoughts, boys?
Yeah, no, I like Murray.
I like him.
I've actually said for a long time that even summer last year, I said he looks like a good centre-back to have in the books. You know, maybe not first choice, but third choice, fourth choice. Why not? Obviously, we're looking at him now as more maybe a first choice or in a first choice partnership, which is not bad because I think in terms of leadership at the back, you know, I know an awful lot is said about Luiz, but I think we're going to move forward from Luiz this summer, rightly so. And I think Mari is someone with the age, the experience, and what seems like the composure to lead from the back. So
yeah,
I like him.
Mari is one of the few examples of Arsenal operating like a genuinely well-run football club. They picked a player who's doing very well in another league, saw potential, paid a very reasonable fee for him, brought him in, and have now given a player like Gabriel, who we know is going to have a great future at this club, the opportunity to not be our saviour and our rock and sort of everything depends on him at the back because the weight and pressure is off him. And you've got a Mari who can play, and for me, it doesn't matter who plays. I think they both have their strengths. I think they both have their weaknesses. But at the moment, you know, they're probably, the two of them are up there for, you know, player of the season, your top 5. I mean, in terms of the level of consistency.
Well, yeah, for the season we've had, you know, the player of the season is going to be someone that's had maybe a handful of good games, like 10.
Right, yeah.
So Amari's definitely one of those that
he's in
maybe you can
contention.
see.
Yeah, he won't win it. It'll be Saka or a Smith
Yeah,
Rowe or
but
something like that. But
apart from them ones, I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of someone with more experience to keep hold of, because some
Yeah.
of the experienced players we tend to debate about a lot. And I want to change my man of the match,
Go on.
Emile Smith Rowe. Because I think actually Pepe's goal, as vital as it was, Emile Smith Rowe done a lot of good work to get it there. And the second goal, he done a lot of good work. So I'm giving it to Emile Smith Rowe as well for the first 2 goals. But credit to a lot of players out there. I'm just going to give it to Emile Smith Rowe.
On your unsung heroes, Rob Holding for me came in the last 3 games. A lot of criticism before. Well, actually, no. A lot of fans were. I was quite critical, but I thought he was excellent. The last couple of games, especially last night. Smith Rowe is my man of the match. For what you said with the goals.
Yeah.
The Saka goal, his goal that was disallowed. It's his dart that makes the space for Saka to get the shot away. Yeah. The amount of times he does that for this team, worked his socks off.
It was his dart that got the second one, the same sort of dart in a different area, but breaking the lines.
Absolutely. What was the third goal again? Do you know, I'm having a mind blank.
No,
Saka's goal, I'm not sure he had too much of a part to play.
No.
Yeah, Smith Rowe for me.
Interesting. I like the unsung heroes part. Yeah, Rob Holding and Pablo Mari, I think we have to mention them. But
Chambers great.
Chambers as well. Yeah. For me, Lacazette, my bias. I'm a strikers union. And do you know what? That's not a good enough excuse. The reason why I chose Lacazette is because how quick everyone wants to jump on him for the misses the week before. And how elated the fans were this week and bigging them up and all. It's just like, and I get that. That's part of football. That's what it comes with, especially being a striker. But he really took that pressure to be like, okay, I should have took them chances. And he said it. He said I should have scored 2 last week. But then he took that pressure into this week, held the team up. He led the team out from the beginning. The photo here. For me, Lacazette, man. I think he deserves his flowers. I know some fans give it to him, but And I think that's nothing to take from Aubameyang, by the way, as well, because I'm a massive fan of Aubameyang. But
I think he scored 4 goals in his last 4 from his last 4 shots. You know, that's
crazy.
Pretty efficient. That's a big turnaround from what we saw. And it might be 5 shots. I'm pretty sure it's 4 shots, but that's a big turnaround for what we saw last week. And on that, you know, we wish obviously Aubameyang well.
Yes, definitely.
I'm glad that we had
he recovers fast.
Definitely. And let's hope Lacazette can, help fire us to the Europa League and
man, energy.
And then we'll talk about him again. Then you know my opinion on him. But is that I thought you had some stats for us on Lacazette and Emile Smith Rowe. Am I mistaken?
Just in the debate for man of the match,
Oh, so it was out of them two. You picked them out anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I had Lacazette and I had Smith Rowe. These numbers will pop up.
That was good. You predicted pretty much.
Yeah, what we said.
Yeah. Listen, man.
Oh, jeez.
Come on. Statman J. Statman J says so. Love for that, man.
Stats, to be fair, but look, I think the eye test tells you more, really.
100%.
That's the highlight of the day for me.
Yeah.
Love that picture.
Yeah,
100%. I'm buzzing.
Come on, 100%. Strong image. Love James, love Cecil, as always. This has been the Full-Time Show, people. Make sure you let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, do all of that stuff, people. Love and peace. We're out.